You know, I just, for the last 4 minutes, I've been talking, thinking I was recording. I said some really cool things and showed you some really crazy tricks that I came up with. And now you'll never know. Basically what I'm doing now is I'm leveling off my line, my kind of my parting line of my hatching eggplant, if you want to think of it that way. And where they intersect, in other words, where there's a ridge up here, I'm going to flare it out more afterwards, and the one going down I'm going to flare out more so that that gap is even wider. But right now, in between, I want the top and the bottom to be as close as possible. Even though afterwards I'm going to go in and put in a line. I really want it to look visually like it was one piece, and now it's like splitting in half. So I'm just flattening, and flattening actually makes it easier to crispen up that line with the loop tool. I'm flattening and leveling at the same time. That's why I switched to this tool, which I keep just moist enough so it doesn't stick to the clay, just like your hands. If I said that already, I apologize, but I'm not sure what I didn't get recorded before. I think I'm caught up. I have some glaze samples that I'm going to fire up. The glaze that I came up with. Took a glaze formula, actually a couple that had characteristics that I was looking for, and I read a couple books on what exactly the materials do, and I made one sample and I was pretty happy with it, except it didn't have enough melt, so I added a flux to it. And then by accident I kind of combined it with, here I go again with the accidents. Some great things happen that way sometime, I guess, so I'm not worried about it. I combined some of it within when I was cleaning up clear. Just dumped it in, a little bit I had, to get rid of it, because it was, you know, contaminated or whatever. Small amount. So, I dumped it in, and I thought, hey, that might actually work well on this. There's a lot of glazes are combinations of, you know, two different frits. One that's, you know, is your standard alkaline or whatever, and then, you know, a high melt, which is basically what I had. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to throw those two together. So I actually mixed the two glazes up. I'll fire that up later today when I get home and have it ready to show or throw away tomorrow. Okay. Oh, I got my ridges raised and carved away. I'm just going to go ahead and straighten them up. And at this point I'm not worried too much about making an undercut in them. I'm just concerned with getting them straight. And tapering. This one, I'm going to give this piece a rest today while I'm at work to dry out a little more, because next things I'm going to be doing, I'm going to need it to be a little more dry. The final shaping and starting to have the slips. I got to remember I want these to almost meet. Line. Carving is easier to do, or sculpting is easier to do at this point as far as dryness. And then once I get to that point where I need to not necessarily shape it crispen, that's when I need it to be a little drier. Just a little bit more towards leather, which of course this is getting close to leather now. That's why it today, like I say, after it sits for a couple more hours, covered lightly in plastic, loosely. It should be just right. I can go back and start defining my lines more. I'm curious to see response on this, as far as, someone who's no expert in this particular field, but experienced in other mediums, the response of people watching. So if you have a comment, please leave it. So far it's been very encouraging for me. I like the thoughts of, quick story for you. I do other videos for work, for fiberglass molding and stuff. Someone made the comment, he might even be watching now. How you doing there, Mr. T? And he made the comment, don't give away too many of your secrets. And I thought, well, anyone who's good enough to be able to figure out how I did it, more power to them. That's good. Figuring it out is only half of it. It's what you do with the tool. So I really have no secrets. And what I'm doing here, 10,000 people have done before. It might be new to me. I might be doing my own twist on it, but it's nothing new. Very, very little is new in art. A lot of it is based on tradition, there's nothing wrong with that either. Well, that's about it for this video. I'm about done here for the morning. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave a comment. Talk to you later.